What's happening, everybody? We're back. It's me, resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington.
And I'm the swaggy blerd, Winston A. Marshall.
We are here for the Season 2, Episode 9 review of Harley Quinn on the DC Universe. If you ain't seen this episode yet, come on back because it's going to be spoilers. Y'all already know the drill.
I don't want to know your name. I just want bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
I just want to say before we get started with this, just so people understand, there's been a lot of tequila involved in today. Okay.
I don't want to know your name. I just want bang, bang, bang. You don't remember that song?
No.
Oh, my nigga. We are definitely watching that when this is over. It was an old school, like, E-Bombs World song. Oh, that shit was lit. I don't want to know your name. I just want bang, bang, bang.
First and foremost, thank you to everybody that's been checking out the reviews prior. Also, a million thank yous to the showrunners of Harley Quinn. A million thank yous to Justin Halpern, Patrick Schumaker, Dean Lorey. You guys are amazing. You can check out all of our interviews with all three of them up on the Blerds in the Hood channel right now. Please go check that out. So the bachelorette party is happening.
Bang, bang, bang.
Wait, first of all, it's the dopest shit up because they flying to Themyscira on the invisible jet. And yeah, it's recording. I already had it.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I had it recorded.
Okay, good. I'm just checking.
Okay.
I'm just checking.
It's fly to Themyscira and birds keep dying.
That's the funny shit that I don't think anybody ever thought about with Wonder Woman's invisible jet.
Yeah, birds just die.
But also, I thought she got the jet from somewhere else. She got it from Themyscira. They invented an invisible jet because now it's an invisible jet liner.
It's a jet liner. Like, yo, it's got to... Hold on. First of all, the first class is in the back where Catwoman's supposed to be asleep and Harley was like, bitch, this is an invisible plane.
Yeah, the curtains are invisible. I can see it.
So you got Ivy going, her and Harley who are looking
geese, bro.
Those poor motherfuckers were, I mean, they were exploding. You got Harley and Ivy who are still in the midst of their thing. They don't know what it is. You got Norfreeze who's like, no, I won't talk about my dead husband at all.
Well, she even said, she was like, well, thank you so much for coming. I know you have fun. I mean, well, considering you killed my husband.
And so Harley was like, technically, he killed himself. You know what I'm saying? Which is true. Which is true.
Yeah.
And then they brought Ivy's friend from childhood, Jen, who was like, I should be the bride, supposed to be the maid of honor.
Because, I've known her since we were 12, but whatever.
Also, Jen is a mom with 3 kids.
This is her time off.
And the fucked up thing I don't think nobody paid attention to is how much surgery they gave her in the face.
Trust me, as much 90 Day Fiancé as I've been watching, that is a woman that has lived a life, and she has gotten a lot of Botox and a nose job and a facelift and a tummy tuck and an earthing.
So they get to Themyscira and they check in. First of all, they're taking a Jeep. I'm assuming it's another
invisible Jeep. More geese. Just
die.
Like, why are they flying so low is what I want to know, bro. Shit.
They get to the hotel. First of all, Themyscira has a resort. Which,
Well, and that's the thing we find out. It's been made into a resort.
Right. Themyscira's been made into a resort. Now, keep in mind, you'd had to be invited or an Amazon to get to Themyscira, right?
But you damn sure can't have no men's there.
Ain't no men's. So, what happens is, they check into the hotel, and there's Aries there, and she's
pretty good.
Yeah, I told you those are that's probably why you got an energy boost. The sport candy.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, I was crashing, so I need to get another one.
Yeah, I got another one, and I got some Stinger chews over there too.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, all right. So shout out to Winston getting his energy on these reviews as always.
Oh no, am I gonna go off again?
He said, oh no. And so when they check in, Hippolyta, the queen of Themyscira, is there, but she's acting hella weird.
She's like a drone.
She's a drone, and they're like, yo, you started letting people on Themyscira? So they all get ready to go to their rooms. Harley got a whole itinerary set up. Which, by the way, before we even go there, on the plane, she was giving them their dick straws.
You want me to show you a tutorial of how to clean it and shit? Like,
it's like, yeah. So they go, they set up for the rooms. Ivy is already like, I really don't want to do this. And then Selena Kyle is like, oh, so y'all fucked, huh?
She's like, no. She said not fuck. She said hooked up.
Y'all hooked up.
Because, yeah. She's like, no. It wasn't a...
But hooked up means fucking. Like, that's why Harley had to say it was just a kiss.
Right, but then ultimately, if I remember correctly, doesn't Selena bring it up again? Because then they had fucked, and then she was like,
So wait, so what happens is they go to a strip club that's on Themyscira. It's with Maxie Zeus, all these fucking guys.
Was that the first night? I thought that was one of the later nights. That was the first
That was the first night.
Okay, yes.
No, that was the first night after the brunch. Because remember, they went to the brunch.
What was at the brunch?
The brunch, they was like, I really don't
with
want
the
to
itineraries and shit. Yeah.
And Harley jumped up, was like, when the bride comes out, we put it in Tampa. I was like, whoa, okay. And then so they go to the fucking the strip club, and they all getting drunk, and you find out they get wild.
So the strip club is essentially almost an all male like island nearby Themyscira, where the ladies. Like it's Maxie Zeus and a bunch of like other like Greek like whatever's just out here just like stripping with their shit out.
Slanging Greek dick.
Everybody's has a different thing, which is fucking hilarious. So Nora immediately is jumping niggas.
First of all,
so much.
For the chick that said that she wasn't gonna talk about her dead husband, she was in mourning the whole time. She saw loose dick and went nuts. she was giving dudes all tug in the mouth.
Jesus. And then but the other one that killed me is like, I don't know if you noticed with Catwoman, she had one dude grind on him, but she stole the singles out his fucking drawers and shit. I fucking died.
Hey, you ain't gonna change it. Like a cat ain't changing his fucking claws. Right. And then you had Jen, who was all of a sudden, she was aggressive, but then she was like getting into it as well. And so then you see Ivy and Harley, they just drinking, talking. Next thing you know, Ivy wakes up in the bed. No, Harley wakes up and looks over. And it was Ivy. They was like,
just naked in the bed. And they were like, oh,
fuck.
God damn.
So shouts out to Patrick Schumaker, who told us that in this episode, Ivy knows how to cuss, but it's in a way that works. Like, fuck on a shit and cracker. Oh, like, you know, things like that. So they like, yo, we can't tell nobody this happened. This is.
I was like, well, I mean, is it that big of a deal? It's like, yes, bitch. Like, I'm marrying. No, we can't do this.
She's like, it only happened once. Harley's like, well, technically twice. Like, yo, first of all, this is gonna sound weird. We brought it up again. I wanted to see it. I just wanted to see the scene.
I don't think it's weird.
I wanted because I
it's just not the show. That's the thing. We haven't seen sex in this show. We've seen lots of violence, and lots of swearing. But the sex hasn't been a main element.
I think that's the line,
which is fine because then otherwise this can't be on like Sci-Fi and DC Universe. This shit got to go over to HBO.
Skinamax,
you know what I'm saying?
Skinamax. So they like, okay, cool. So then they try to go about the day, and they find out shit's getting fucked up, and Jen is like, what the fuck is happening? It's kicking in, huh? So you just like,
yup.
So Jen was like, what did she get mad about? She was like, oh, the mimosas wasn't bottomless?
Oh, she was pissed as fuck. She's like, these are bottomless, right? And they're like, nah. Now, let's take a pause on it. So essentially Harley wakes up and that whole thing, and then all of a sudden Ivy feels a little weird. She goes back to her room. She can't find her bra. Harley's like, you left it. And then she was like, well, I wonder what's going on with Kite Man. So cut to Kite Man and the boys. So it's Kite Man, Clayface, King Shark.
That's it.
And that's it?
That's it.
And they're on Kite Man's bachelor party.
On a boat.
They're just on a fishing trip or whatever. So all of a sudden, this crab that looks like Sebastian shows up. And with a really bad fucking accent being like, King Shark, we've been looking for you. Your dad's been trying to find you.
I've been looking for you.
So he's like, well, I kindly ran away because I didn't want to marry somebody I didn't know. But he's like, it doesn't matter. You got to come down. Your father, you got to whatever. So they were.
It's got to be a war with the hammerheads and the regular shark. You got to come see what your father want. And
so King Shark says, fine, I will kindly go down and tell him that I do not want to marry her.
So he tells Clayface and Kite Man, don't finish the puzzle till I get back. These niggas is doing a puzzle.
That's on a fishing trip. That's what they decided they wanted to do for Kite Man's bachelor party. Hell yeah. So King Shark goes down, and what is the character's name? Because he's not Sebastian, but they're making fun of Sebastian.
Oh my God, I can't remember.
It's
but
something
this nigga
similar.
makes a song.
He does his own Under the Sea, but it's about how you can
shit in the ocean.
You can just shit in the ocean.
Beneath the sea.
It sounds very similar, and it's literally just about shitting in the fucking ocean. You don't need toilet paper. You don't need a bidet. You can just shit in the ocean.
Just shit anywhere.
And then King Shark was like, is that the only thing that you were saying is an advantage to being on the land? So then ultimately he goes and meets his dad. His dad's like, fucking
before he meets his dad, he sees Tabitha, a hammerhead shark.
She is hideous.
Well, she's hideous, but here's the best part. She was like...
She's chain smoking underwater.
And she references, he's like, you didn't want to get married? No, the fact that I'm smoking underwater. And which is like nobody caught on this. Like, she is smoking flawlessly underwater, bro.
Clearly, she's upset. She is dragging.
I don't want to marry you either.
So
name should have been Wheezy.
So in they go. Talks to his dad. His dad is sitting there with the queen or the king of the hammerheads.
Yeah.
And being like, well, you gonna marry and shit. And he's like, I don't want to. And he's like, I don't give a fuck what you want. You gonna do this shit for the Shark Kingdom. And so
Sharks, nigga. Shark.
So we cut back a couple times to Kite Man and Clayface being like, yo, what if I just put this post? No, you will wait.
You will wait.
I almost forgot. Remember, King Shark wasn't going to go, and the lobster cut fucking Clayface's head clean off. Just in half.
If Clayface wasn't made of clay,
that nigga was dead.
He was dead.
So that's why King Shark decides to go. He's like, all right, if it's going to be a whole deal. So he gets down there, and at first he's like, I'm going to do it. He puts on his whole warrior garb to, like, get married and shit, and then he's finally like, you know what? I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. And I like shitting in the toilet. Everybody's like,
Daddy told him, if you leave, you can't never come back.
He's like, okay.
So go back to Themyscira, and they still partying again, and now they just partying and enjoying themselves, and somehow they get drunk again, and Ivy wakes up.
Nope, you're skipping a lot.
What did I skip?
You skipped the whole mission. Eventually,
mission, yes.
Because Harley feels horrible because Jen's pissed off. No bottomless mimosas. Harley's upset because she feels like she ruined the trip.
She's trying to figure out what's going on.
She finds out that all the Amazonians are actually being mind controlled by what's her name? She's something like that. Well,
yeah.
That was the other thing, mind you. It wasn't just Maxie Zeus. Remember, Ares, the god of war, was one of the people stripping, which was also fucking hilarious that they were like jumping Ares' bone at the strip.
Jumped the shit out of him.
But they go, okay, she's mind controlled everybody because she's trying to sell Themyscira to Lex Luthor so that they can make a profit and Luthor can use it as a permanent spa, like retreat and stuff like that. So they're like, why don't we go and like save all these Amazonians? We're gonna kill her and stop Lex Luthor.
So they have the plan.
Ivy's like, this is amazing. Now everybody's on board.
Because she said we can save the environment too. So that's what makes Ivy on board. Norfrey's like, yeah. Catwoman was like, yeah, I get to do some dirt.
And then Jen was like, they didn't have bottomless mimosas.
Fuck these bitches. Like, she goes clean. They go and they are whooping the shit out of Amazonians.
Well, Jen specifically.
Jen went hard.
Oh my god.
Like, you
oh my god, you're blowing out the mic.
Oh,
so they're beating all sorts of ass. Hippolyta is about to sign the dotted line to Lex Luthor to sell it, but they stop. The contract goes flying in different places.
Harley smacks the shit out of Ares, whatever her name is, with the bat.
Kills her ass. They get rid of the fucking contract. By killing her, it releases the Amazonians, and Hippolyta's like, what the fuck? Oh shit, what almost happened? Like, and they were like, oh, we stopped this from being a thing, and they were like, oh wow, well thank you so much, y'all can chill here on Themyscira. But
so then they have a real party.
She goes, so what do you guys do to celebrate? We're gonna celebrate. What do you do to celebrate? We get fucked up. So then they end up having a massive party. All the ladies dancing around a bonfire. Harley and Poison Ivy are talking, and they're like, why can't we do this?
They just hang like this. This is great.
Well, but she talks to her then. She goes, well, why can't we do this? Like, we had a moment, like, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, Harley, I'm marrying Kite Man. Like, I don't want to do it, blah, 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 blah. But then they keep drinking, and now Ivy wakes up, and she's next to Harley, and now it's apparently happened 4 times. And so she was just like, fuck. So you're sitting here thinking, because Ivy is now kind of torn, and you're like, oh, fuck, did she just fuck over Kite Man? Because she even asked, I wonder what Kite Man's been doing.
This nigga sitting on a boat.
That was the moment where he was about to do the puzzle piece, and he's like, we wait for King Shark. So finally they fly back. Kite Man,
so before that, you forgot another part. Harley walks out with Ivy, half naked in a towel or a sheet, onto the balcony and was like, listen, we can have this together. Like, this can be us. Like,
but the moment she actually tells her, remember, is at the right when they actually land back at the thing. So they're on the balcony and they're like, why can't we be together? She's like, I'm marrying Kite Man. Like, I'm not doing this. And then finally they land. Nora's ass gets in the fucking limo with Maxie Zeus and starts fucking before the door closes. Before
the door, shouts out the door. Yo, every woman I know has a North Rice in the group. Every woman, let's be real. Every woman we know, every woman that's watching this knows you have a North Rice in the group who she find a dude, she can act like one way, let her get a little bit of alcohol, game over.
Or sees a man that she wanted, and it's just gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
So then there was, Jen comes back, and her husband, who's like, comes with the kids, is like, oh hi honey, shut up, bitch. Like she just all of a sudden he was like,
he's so like, oh. She aggressive, but he likes it. But she's like, yeah, when we get back home, I'm gonna fuck him. You're like, okay.
Yeah. So then finally here comes Ivy and Harley, and they're getting off the plane, and Harley's like, seriously, but why can't we do this? Like, this was a beautiful thing. It kept happening. It must have been us. And she goes, which is the saddest shit in the fucking world. She goes, here's the thing. You're my best friend. I don't want to fuck this up. I'm gonna tell you this. You're my best friend, and I trust you, but I don't trust you.
She's like, I trust you with my life,
but I don't trust you with my heart. And you see Kite Man land. He goes, hey, babe, you want to go home and slow cook a chili for 4 to 6 hours? Shakes her head, yes. They fly off, and then Harley looks like she's about to break down, and we get a credit.
Dude, if that went the set... Bro, let me tell you something.
And it was the same music they did when Ivy got stabbed in the first season? Because now Harley has been stabbed in the fucking heart.
Comes back around. It's so sad because... Again, we were told in the interviews, if you watch them, that you're going to somewhat love us one minute, hate us the next. And to an extent, it's like, damn, Harley gets her heart broken again. But at the same time, you're like, well, at least Kite Man doesn't get fucked over. But at the same, also on another time, you're like, well, what is Ivy going to do? Because Ivy's torn in this situation. This is one of the things I always praise about the show. Excuse me, the writing and the story. This story couldn't get any better. Now... It's literally going to come down to this wedding. Will Harley interrupt the wedding? You know, if anybody has anything to say, speak now. Or does she allow Ivy to get married? Because that's her best friend. She wants her to be happy. Even though Ivy has said it's not with her. She said, I can't trust you with my heart. Does Ivy allow her to get married and then just feel miserable about it?
For me, you said it's the story. For me, it's more the character development. That's the part that gets me in this show is how, because in the interviews, remember they talked about the main point of the show. Yes, they're supervillains, but we only see them threatening to blow up Gotham, and we're going to release a fear toxin throughout the city. Mm-hmm. What are they like in their day-to-day shit? What are they like when they all go out to get... Because remember, Ivy didn't want to go get the Cobb Squad tattoos when they were drunk and shit.
Oh, my God.
She's the only one going, you're fighting the Cobb Squad! And it's like, nobody else, just me. Fuck.
That is another thing, too. There's so much that happens within this episode. Those little bitty trinkets you bring up. And I do agree. Character development is so dope in this because... You see the arcs of people.
And to me, that is what you always want your story to be driven by, is the characters. Because the scenarios are always interesting, but they're a dime a dozen. What really does it is seeing, okay, first Harley's in an abusive relationship. Now Harley's dealing with unrequited love. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that do to her mentality? Same thing with Ivy. Ivy was so, I'm not about Kite Man, but now she is so by her man, but she's making mistakes, so how does she feel about it? You know what I'm saying? You're seeing all these little moments. Because then even for me, a character moment and character development is seeing that Nora, who is so devoted to Victor, who she was frozen all that time, but she was madly in love with her husband.
No matter what. As soon as she came out, the first thing she said, oh, you must have found a cure for my incurable disease, incurable blood disease.
But remember, when death happens, especially when it happens in a relationship like that, there is some people that like go, I'm gonna go put my heart back out there. There's some people that are like, it's only them for the rest or whatever. And then there's some that are like, I'm a fuck. And that's kind of what happened with Nora. So where I praise these writers is, of course, the storylines are good. Mm-hmm. I love seeing how well they develop these characters and how they are so everything. They cover every fucking Spanish. The fact that a person like Bane would be a big old softy and shit like that and would get juice from a juice bar, but would get, like, if he gets that raged out, he must be a super softy that just reaches a breaking point. That's what's beautiful. I have to give this particular episode a 5. I feel like we got fucking everything out this shit, man. We've set up a massive finale. Do we have one episode left or a couple episodes?
So from what I heard, it's 13 this season.
And this was 9?
This was 9, so we got 4 more.
So we got some time, but we've set up for a massive blow up before this is out. Like, this is a big thing that they have to come to terms with.
I think this also, like, I agree. Character story and the character development is amazing in this because you find yourself relating to a lot of these characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's a comic book. Yes, it's a cartoon, but their stories are real life stories. People have gone through this where you have somebody who's in love with somebody and they decide to get married to this person, and then it may not be the best friend of the same sex, but another friend who's like, yo, we've been friends for 40 years. We should have been together, stuff like that. And so I agree. This is a 5. This is a definite 5. This show, and again, I know people are thinking now, oh, they only gonna get a show 5s because they interviewed the showrunners. No.
No, I've been open and honest about if something's only a 4.5 or a 4, but what's funny is they're just doing a really good job. I would be like, if you go watch any of our other reviews, if we don't feel good about something, we'll say that shit.
We'll say it, yeah.
Like, we got this access, and we shat all over Swamp Thing, because Swamp Thing was a fucking mess.
It's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. But I do give this a 5. I just think that also one of the things you found out is that these 2 seasons were written and done together. So
I think that also has a lot to do with it.
So this whole story arc from jump has always been what eventually will become of Harley and Ivy's relationship. Because nobody expected Kite Man to come in, and be the prominent figure in this whole thing as he's been. So, that's been a big thing as a whole. But we want to know what you think about this episode in the comments below, all right? So go ahead and like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. Are you still rocking with this show? Has it pulled on your heartstrings like it has ours? We want to know what you think, all right? And
What you think? Come on, man.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J. Washington.
Follow him.
MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington.
Know how to spell it.
My Patreon is patreon.com/Mr. J. Washington.
Also know how to spell it, because it's the same.
Check out the Mad Titan podcast everywhere you get your podcast from.
Where you get your podcast on.
They get you caught up on everything happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universe.
Like how Ruby Rose quit.
It's Barbershop Talk for Nerds to come in the convo.
Go ahead and talk it out. But don't get your hair cut for 5 hours because niggas be talking. You can find me
in St. Louis rolling no dubs. Getting gaps and getting bugs. Sorry, couldn't help it.
Swaggy blerd. THESWAGGYBLERD. That's everywhere from YouTube to Facebook to Instagram. And my patreon.com/theswaggyblerd. You can also see him on the quarantine series. I just interviewed him. It came out today, the same day you see it is. So go over to my YouTube channel. But don't forget to watch us Tuesdays
on Blerds in the Hood
at 2 p.m. Pacific time.
That's 5 on the East Coast.
That's 5 on the East Coast.
5 on the East Coast.
I got 5 on it. I got 4 resting key. I got 5 on it. Messing with that and doughy.
Also, check out the interviews on the Blerds in the Hood channel with Justin Halpern. That's one by itself. Then Patrick Schumaker and Dean Lorey. We got a major pain impression. Silence, pump. Gotta pant like a puppy in the heat. 'Cause it's 95 degrees. We'll holler at you next week. We gone. Peace.
Oh, we also gonna do Stargirl. What?
We also
gonna do Stargirl. What?
It's gonna be late, but we gonna do Stargirl. What? What?
This was terrible. We should never be singers.
Ever.